Oh, howdy all, grab yourselves a beer, it is time for some Path of Exile discussion, and in this I wanted to demonstrate what the Trickster Fireball character that I designed at the start of the league looks like when you use absolutely ridiculous glass cannon gear on it. Now, I'm not talking about endgame gear here, but I'm talking about the gear that I was using for going through the storyline content. So I'm using a Skin of the Loyal that has one relevant powerful corruption, plus 2 to the level of socketed projectile gems. I got this from a lucky turn-in of my Skin of the Loyalty divination card, and I've got Vile Fireball, burning damage support, combustion support, greater multiple projectile support, deadly ailment support, and ignite proliferation support. If you've never seen ignite proliferation in action, it's a thing of beauty, and you'll get to see it in a sec. All the rest of the gear is dumpster with the exception of this Goldrum. There's nothing else that's even remotely good. Some of it has just basically almost not been replaced during the entire leveling experience. And I'm currently level 64, I've just killed Kotova. I'll go and I'll run a delve that is monster level 68 to give you a bit of a sense of what the feel is like. They're very glass cannon because I've only got 2,690 life. Now, Ignite Proliferation, if you're not familiar with the way that it works, when you set an enemy on fire, it sets nearby enemies on fire as well. They continue to set nearby enemies on fire. This is good. Enemies on fire die quickly when they're burning that well. Now here we've got the Devourers event. I'm using Flamethrower Trap. It's currently only a single link. Just haven't got around to... I haven't felt the need to amp this up yet. That will undoubtedly change, but I've just currently got it in a one-hander, and it's doing the job. I also need to take advantage of some of the new changes to skill gem levels. I haven't not got a global modifier on either of my weapons. In fact, I'm just using absolute trash tier gear for there. Like I said, it's pretty much just the Skin of the Loyal and that's it. And you could replace that with a +1 tabula or even just a normal tabula, and you'll get comparable results. Just maybe you'd want to be two zone levels lower than this. So instead of doing monster level 68 delves, you'd probably be doing 66 in a normal tabula. During the leveling content was certainly carrying full groups with the damage output. And you get a sense, some of the people that you're leveling with, because I was just leveling in pickup groups, some of them were solid players, some of them, one minion player in particular was just slaughtering everything he touched. And others were just, people that are learning the game, taking it slower, or they were taking it slower until we all grouped up and just blitzed everything. Again, I'm standing a little bit away. Have a look at that XP rocketing up though. You'll just see every time I fireball a pack of enemies, it just seems to visibly leap. Keep pushing through, and we'll go to that currency node that we're coming up on. One of the reasons I'm able to do this is the changes that were done to delving with this update and the account-wide sulfite. So my first character got a lot of sulfite, and I'm able to use that now on the second character. And so this is just, makes leveling so much faster because the delve mines have so many monsters in them compared to normal content that you're just going boom, 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 boom. Everything dies, and especially with this Ignite Proliferation. I actually do more damage to each monster when there's a lot of monsters around than I do... Oh shit. Now that's happening sometimes. That's just because I am just too much of a glass cannon. So, let's try and not have that happen again. Though it will. If I had 4,000 life, which is what I would normally like to have at this point, then that would be no issue. The energy shield doesn't really help me because I don't have any way to regenerate it when I'm actively taking damage. But even in spite of that small setback on XP, just watch it. I'm at 80% now. When I finish this delve, I'll probably be at 90. Oh, I'm at 90 yet. I'm almost at 90 now and I haven't even started the encounter. I'll actually level on this encounter, I think. Vile Fireball is amazing. It does more damage as well as having coverage all around you when you want it. I'm not scaling Vile Soul cost in any way, so I'm not really abusing it. There we go, there's 65. Because these Azurite encounters are so good, I'm going to go and do this one that's down a dead end. Might help. You actually need to hit something. I was firing in the wrong direction there. So that's why I was having so much trouble with that lot. So with the Azurite encounters, what's good about them is that so many monsters spawn in them. That yeah, you just get a lot of XP from them. I did hear my loot filter drop something of the fusing tier back there, but I didn't actually see it. That happens a bit. Sometimes you'll hear a drop and it'll be a screen and a half away from your character. I've not gotten around to setting up a guard skill yet, which is something else that just needs to be done for endgame play, but doesn't need to be done for this sort of softcore blitzing trivial content for stupid amounts of XP. After this, I might give a shot to a higher tier delve, which will actually cause me to take an experience point penalty. I won't get good XP if I'm doing higher tier content than well, far higher tier than I am. There's a bunch of safeguards, anti-exploit safeguards built into the game that prevent that from working properly. But let's just do it for a bit of fun. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'll do one of these city zones that I've unlocked. So this is a level 72 zone. I'm 7 levels under level, and I might just get my ass kicked in here. These city zones are harder than normal zones as well, although not brutally so. You can see that these tier 5 monsters are just melting. The Ignite just washes over the whole pack of them like a wave, slaughtering everything it comes across. Of course, I'm very, very fragile and I don't have good flasks yet. That one actually has some durability to him. I didn't check his mods. Wouldn't surprise me when I watch a replay if he was resistant to elements. So that's the node completed successfully, but then, of course, there's the reward is access to the city. You're not familiar with these delves? These are the reward nodes, although being a tier 5 one, it's not going to be great. If you die in here, you can't get back in. So you don't want to get killed in here, but the XP will be absurd. Even more so if I wasn't copying a big overlevel penalty. You can just see it jumping up. You can only damage enemies that are not completely in the dark. The exact mechanics of it I'm not sure of, but it's when they're far enough in the dark, they're invulnerable. And these tiles will cause them to light up, will cause lights to go on. See, I think one good test for this character is that I'm feeling fine in what's basically yellow tier map content, despite being despite having not done a single map yet. Technically it's 5, but it's much harder than a tier 5 map would be. Monsters have something like 10 times the hit points, I think. And there's a lot of rares. I've got my loot filter set pretty strict, so I'm not actually seeing any of the loot that drops There is a lot, but it's mostly just rare items. There are some nodes that are better, but those weren't them. Except for that sacrifice at midnight, that's always nice. There's a level. I'm just respecting those Vile Fall, and I'm treating them as though they will one-shot me with their slam. I don't know if they will or not, but I'm immune to critical hits, but I'm not keen to find out how much damage they do. One of the things that delving does for you is it makes your gem XP explode as well. Superior armor node, that'll have a 30 quality piece of armor in it, which again will only show up on a filter if it's a good if it's a type that's good. Ooh, that was a pretty hard hit there. I have no instant flasks either, so that's one of the other things that's causing me to take a lot of damage there. Oh! Hell, I've just lost the ability to move. Survived it. I need to check what happened then, whether I was stunned or something. Anyways, that's just a bit of a taste of what leveling the Trickster in the Delve Mines is like. Running a level 72 zone at 66 and having no troubles with it. If you've got any questions, definitely fire away below. Otherwise, hope you have a good one.